Welcome back to JForrest English. I'm Jennifer, and today we're going to read a news article together about two very popular movies, Barbie and Oppenheimer. And from this article, you are going to add a lot of natural vocabulary, expressions, grammar, and correct pronunciation to your speech. Let's get started. First, I'll read the headline. Barbie versus Oppenheimer. Barbenheimer means are the bomb, pun intended. Of course, we're talking about the movie Barbie and the movie Oppenheimer, which are two very popular movies right now. Notice this here is a combination of the word Barbie and of the word Oppenheimer. They've turned the names of these two individual movies into one, Barbenheimer. Barbenheimer memes are the bomb, pun intended. What exactly does this mean? So let's just say the memes to make it easier to understand, knowing that the memes are referring to the Barbenheimer memes. To be the bomb, in this case, the memes are, we have our verb to be conjugated with memes. The memes are the bomb. To be the bomb is a very informal way of saying that something is really great or cool. I use cool because that expression, the bomb, is used mainly by youth, but it is a very popular, very common expression in North America, but just know it is more of an informal expression. And if you use it, you'll sound very cool, but you'll also sound quite youthful as well. So I could say this new game is the bomb. This new game, this new video game is the bomb, which means this new video game is really great or is really cool. So they're saying these memes are really great. They are the bomb. But notice how they added in brackets here, pun intended. This is also a very common expression in English. A pun is a joke, and it's a joke about the English language. So they can be quite difficult for students to understand why it's funny. Because when you make a pun, it means you use one word or phrase that has different meanings in English or where pronunciation is similar. So in this case, they chose the expression, the memes are the bomb, because the movie Oppenheimer is about bombs, but it's about real bombs, atomic bombs that explode. So it's a pun because they're using this word, the bomb, in two different ways. It works because there's an expression that means the memes are the bomb. They're really good. They're really cool. But also, the bomb is the subject of the film Oppenheimer. So that's a joke. It's a funny little joke that students might not understand. And when they say pun intended, they're saying they specifically chose this expression because of the wordplay, because of the joke, because the word is being used in two different ways. Now, don't worry about taking all these notes because I've summarized everything in a free lesson PDF. So you can look in the description for a link to download that free PDF. Let's continue. Even if you are only remotely interested in the entertainment industry or pop culture. Okay, here, let's take a look at this adverb because it's very useful. Remotely as an adverb is the same as slightly, which means a small amount. So here, interested in the entertainment. So if you have a small amount of interest in the entertainment industry or a small amount of interest in pop culture, you can say, I'm remotely interested in pop culture. So the person knows you only have a small amount, a slight amount of interest. And pay attention to this because we have the expression to be interested with an ED, interested in something, to be interested in something. This is a very common expression, but I still see all my students, even advanced students, make mistakes. So watch this example. I'm interested in learning phrasal verbs. Okay, so here, to be interested in, and then you can have a something, which is a noun, or if you have a verb, it has to be a gerund verb, ing, and then whatever you're interested in. You can also just have the noun, remember. So I could say, I'm interested in phrasal verbs. So simply using it as the noun form. Remember, it's the verb to be, so you have to conjugate it. We are interested in phrasal verbs, for example. Okay, so even if you only have a small amount of interest, even if you are only slightly interested in the entertainment industry or pop culture. Now, I wrote these two examples here because I want you to see that we commonly use this in the negative. I'm not remotely interested in seeing that movie. Compared to, I'm remotely interested in seeing that movie. In this example, I'm remotely interested. I have a small amount of interest. In this case, I'm not interested. So there's zero interest. And when I add the word, I'm not remotely interested, it makes my lack of interest sound even stronger. So you can add remotely to a negative if you really want to emphasize you are not interested. So it makes it sound stronger. Native speakers use this quite a lot just to emphasize when we don't want to do something. So if you invite your husband to see Barbie, he might say, I'm not remotely interested in seeing Barbie. Let's continue. You cannot have missed the buzz around the clash of two of Hollywood's biggest films. Okay, the buzz means the amount of interest that people are showing in the films. And how do people show their interest in subjects in today's world? They post it on social media. They talk about it online. So if you see that a topic is trending or there are a lot of posts online, that's the buzz. There's a lot of buzz around it. There's a lot of interest. So that's another way of saying interest. The buzz around the clash of two of Hollywood's biggest films. So let's look at clash. When two things clash, they are very different from one another. So technically, the movie Barbie and the movie Oppenheimer, they clash. Because the subject matter of these two movies, the audience who would be interested in watching these two movies are very different from one another. It's not saying that one is better than the other. It's simply saying they're different. So that's when two things clash. We use this with people. I could say, I met someone and she was really nice, but our personalities clashed, which means that our personalities are just very different. Maybe she is very outgoing and loud, and I am quite introverted and quiet. And because of that, our personalities clashed. It's not saying that one is better than the other, it's just saying they're very different. So that's a useful expression. I'll write that example for you so you can see the sentence structure. Our personalities clashed. They were very different. Let's continue. The two films, which are as different as chalk and cheese. That's quite funny because chalk and cheese are obviously very different. I can't think of any similarities between chalk and cheese. That's clever. Which are as different as chalk and cheese in subject matter and treatment, have cinema lovers across the world divided. So you have the people here who love Barbie and the people here who love Oppenheimer. Which one are you? Do you think you're more of the Barbie fan or the Oppenheimer fan? Or you could be in the middle. Maybe you want to see both movies. As people passionately discuss and debate which film to watch first or even watch at all, there appears to be only one winner. The memers of the world. The memers of the world. Okay, what is a memer? A memer is someone who makes memes. It's not very commonly used because I don't think it's a profession. Perhaps it is. Perhaps there is a profession. You're a professional memer. I'm not sure, but that's what it means. A person who makes memes. Just like a singer is a person who sings, a memer is a person who makes memes. So the memers of the world are the only winners in this clash between Barbie and Oppenheimer, which are two incredibly popular but very different movies. The memers of the world who are having a blast creating content about the clash. So remember, the clash is the fact that the two films are extremely different. And they're having a blast. I really like this expression. The expression to have a blast, here it's who are having a blast creating content about the clash. The expression is to have a blast. When you have a blast, it simply means you have a great time. Now notice here, our verb is have. So you have to conjugate your verb according to the subject and the time reference. So in this case, who are having. So this is the present continuous, so it's an ing. And you could say, we had a blast on vacation. This means you had a great time on vacation. Now notice the sentence structure here. Who are having a blast. And what do you notice about your next verb? Creating. It's the gerund, right? That's because the expression to have a adjective time, to have a great time, wonderful time, is a gerund expression. I had a great time catching up with my friends. Now, because the expression to have a blast means a great time, it's also a gerund expression. So you could say, I had a blast learning phrasal verbs over the weekend, because learning should be fun, and I hope you had fun learning phrasal verbs. I had a blast. I had a great time. Both of those are gerund expressions, so you need your verb in ing. I had a blast learning phrasal verbs over the weekend. I hope you're enjoying this lesson, and if you are, I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers from TV, movies, YouTube, and the news, so you can add these advanced expressions to your vocabulary, learn advanced grammar, and learn how to communicate your ideas fluently and naturally in as little as 90 days. And you'll have me as your personal coach. So you can look for the link to join in the description. Let's continue. While Oppenheimer is a biographical thriller based on Robert Oppenheimer, the mind behind the world's first atomic bomb. And remember, that was our pun at the beginning, because the movie is about the atomic bomb, and the expression, the bomb, you're the bomb, means you're really great. So if you think so, you could say, Jennifer, this lesson is the bomb. And that is a really useful, natural, fun way of saying this lesson is really great, or really cool. So if you agree, why don't you put that in the comments? I would love to see that. Jennifer, this lesson is the bomb. You can also refer to someone as the bomb. Jennifer's the bomb, which is another way of complimenting me by saying I'm really great. Oh, thank you. Jennifer, this lesson is the bomb. Hopefully you feel that way. So put that in the comments if you agree. Okay, that was our pun from the beginning. Barbie is a fantasy comedy based on the iconic fashion dolls by Mattel. So again, remember these two films, the content of these films, the topic of these films clash. They're very different. So if you had to watch one, you have to watch one, okay? Which would you choose? And you can only choose one. You have to choose either Barbie or Oppenheimer. Which would you choose? Put it in the comments. Which one do you think I would choose? Barbie or Oppenheimer? I think this is pretty easy, right? Of course, I'm going to choose Barbie, mainly because I like laughing. I played with Barbies when I was a little kid, and I love the color pink. So all of those things leads me naturally towards Barbie, which is a comedy. All right, share your choice and the reason why you would choose it in the comments. I'd love to know. The selection of memes that have spawned from this Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans, Titans refers to the best of. So the movies, Barbie and Oppenheimer, right now are considered the best movies available. They're the biggest Hollywood movies right now. So that's why they're the Titans. And remember, the Clash of the Titans. The clash is the fact that they're very different. Spawn from is the fact that these memes only exist because the fact that these movies are extremely popular, they're Titans, and they are extremely different. So spawn from is saying that's where it came from. So spawn from, came from, resulted from, came from. I'll just say came from because that's the simplest translation. The selection of means that have come from, to be grammatically correct, because we have our verb have, so we need the participle. Have come from. Our conjugations are come, came in the past simple, but come in the participle. The selection of means that have come from, spawned from, this Clash of the Titans even has its own moniker. A moniker is a name that you can give something. So you can simply say name. Even has its own name. The name was shared in the title as well. We already reviewed that, the Barbenheimer. And this comes from the name Barbie and Oppenheimer combined together. The Barbenheimer memes created by the memers who are having a blast. And the memes are the bomb. To top it all, this is a nice transition word. To top it all, well, think there's bottom and top. So when something tops it all, it means it's the most important piece of information or the most important fact. To top it all. To top it all, fans have also fused the two films into posters for one film titled, not surprisingly, Barbenheimer. Well, we already talked about this Barbenheimer. They fused the two films into posters for one film. So they fused two things into one. When you fuse two or more things into, it just means combine. They've combined. So I'll write that for you, who have also combined. I'll highlight this. Combined, fused. Notice my pronunciation. Fused. And in the past simple, we just have a very soft T. Fused. fused the two films into posters for one film titled, not surprisingly, Barbenheimer. As expected, Margot Robbie as Barbie, so she's the actress that plays Barbie, and Cillian Murphy as Robert Oppenheimer, the man who plays the lead character in the movie, Oppenheimer, feature predominantly on most posters and memes. So this is saying that these two actors who are the leads in the respective movies, Barbie and Oppenheimer, they feature predominantly, so they're the most prominent, the ones you see the most, the main, predominantly the main on most posters and memes. So that was, I'll go to the very beginning because this was one of the memes. And so they've taken the image of Barbie, who is very perky and happy and fun-loving, but then it's on this very dark and mysterious background of bombs and explosions. So Barbie looks so happy, but then the background is the very serious topic of Oppenheimer, which is atomic bombs. So they fuse them together. They combine them together. And this is Barbenheimer. This poster is Barbenheimer. And I included two of the memes. So that was the end of our article. So you're probably wondering, well, where are these memes? Here are two of them. So again, there are elements of the movie Barbie and elements of the movie Oppenheimer in this one meme. They fuse them together. Barbie lives in a pink mansion in Malibu, the Malibu dream house. That's where Barbie lives. So it's pink. It's been bombed. There's an explosion here, right? So that's the subject of Oppenheimer. They put them together. And here's another one. So again, the very serious subject matter of Oppenheimer, they took that and they turned it into pink. And if you look closely, Barbie is still smiling because Barbie is always happy, right? But then the topic is very serious. So those are two of the memes. Of course, you can simply Google Barbenheimer memes and you can look at other memes as well. So that's the end of the article. What I'll do now is I'll go to the top and I'll read the article from start to finish. And this time you can focus on my pronunciation. Barbie versus Oppenheimer. Barbenheimer memes are the bomb, pun intended. Even if you are only remotely interested in the entertainment industry or pop culture, you cannot have missed the buzz around the clash of two of Hollywood's biggest films, Barbie and Oppenheimer. The two films, which are as different as chalk and cheese in subject matter and treatment, have cinema lovers across the world divided. As people passionately discuss and debate which film to watch first or even watch at all, there appears to be only one winner: the memers of the world, who are having a blast creating content about the clash. While Oppenheimer is a biographical thriller based on Robert Oppenheimer, the mind behind the world's first atomic bomb, Barbie is a fantasy comedy based on the iconic fashion dolls by Mattel. The selection of memes that have spawned from this clash of the titans even has its own moniker, the Barbenheimer memes. To top it all, fans have also fused the two films into posters for one film titled, not surprisingly, Barbenheimer. As expected, Margot Robbie as Barbie and Cillian Murphy as Robert Oppenheimer feature predominantly on most posters and memes. So did you like this lesson? Did you think that this lesson was the bomb? Remember to put that in the comments if you think so, and if you want to say thank you for the lesson, say, Jennifer, this lesson was the bomb. Put that in the comments. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here or look for the link in the description. And why don't you get started with your next lesson right now?